After trading away Dejounte Murray, many thought the Atlanta Hawks would be entering a rebuild, if not an outright tank year, and maybe she even trade Trae Young. And while that still might be an option for them, they're looking a whole lot better than many thought right now. Currently being around 500 and being the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference that's not really playing that well, and definitely could give them an opportunity to make the playoffs if they want to. And what they got in return for Dejounte Murray has heavily contributed to that, being a 21-year-old Dyson Daniels, EJ Liddell, Larry Nance Jr., and 2 future first-round draft picks. And of that trade haul they got, Dyson Daniels is definitely the biggest one for them, and may have single-handedly put them back on track, not to mention probably winning them the Dejounte Murray trade. And we're talking about a guy that's only 21 years old here. And with that being said, the 21-year-old is averaging 15.3 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game, 2.9 assists per game, and 3.8 steals per game. I mean, compared to Dejounte Murray, who has only played 1 game prior to getting hurt, and we can't really say if they won the trade or not because of that yet, but regardless, the early advantage here definitely goes to Atlanta, and especially from a long-term outlook. But apart from the trade, why do many believe that Dyson Daniels could become a star in Atlanta, or maybe even a guy with Defensive Player of the Year kind of potential? We'll talk about it and break it all down. And to begin, I think it would be completely wrong not to start out by talking about defense. Like I mentioned before, the guy is averaging nearly 4 steals per game right now. That's 1.5 more than anyone else in the entire league. And for reference, Dyson Daniels has 28 steals in their past 5 games, and nobody else has more than 25 all year long so far. Pretty damn impressive. And he's not simply good at getting steals or causing takeaways, but legitimately being a game wrecker on defense. Being elite at screen navigation, having great recovery on defense and then not giving up on plays, even if he's seemingly out of the play, being a great help defender, both at the rim and along the perimeter, and not to mention often taking on the most difficult matchup for them too. Whether it's a guard or a wing player, he's simply that versatile. And take a look at this play against Washington. While being matched up with Jordan Poole, who spent much of this game desperately trying to get away from Dyson Daniels, Dyson is able to avoid an initial screen set by Alex Sarr, and nearly making Jordan Poole lose the ball while doing it. After that, Sarr came back to set another pick for Jordan Poole, followed by getting an overhead pass from him after rolling to the rim, which put Sarr directly at the rim with only a guard in front of him. But rather than giving up on the play, Dyson Daniels is able to recover and then strip the ball away from Sarr at the rim, directly saving their team 2 points. Simply put, you can't teach that kind of defensive commitment. A player either has it or they don't have it, and Dyson Daniels definitely does have it. And let's not overlook how much time it takes to get placed up against him on defense. For Jordan Poole and Alex Sarr here before, it took about 10 seconds for them to even get a screen set up against him, and by the time that Alex Sarr got the ball at the rim, he had only about 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and after fumbling it, only about 4 to 5 seconds left, meaning that was the only shot attempt they could have generated on that play. And with that in mind, to absolutely no real surprise here at all, teams already begun trying to avoid him on defense, especially in ball screen action. And yet, he's still found a way to make an impact. I mean, trying to pass the ball with Daniels on defense is a very bad idea waiting to happen. Not only is he averaging 1.5 more steals per game than anyone else, but then he's averaging 3 more deflections per game than anybody that's played over 1 game. An absolutely ridiculous stat even 11 games in. I mean, Daniels currently has 83 total deflections, 36 more than anyone else, and then is currently on pace to have over 600 of them, with the current record being only 300, meaning he might be able to double it up. You really can't make this stuff up. Dyson Daniels may already be the best perimeter defender in the entire league, and if not the biggest headache and pest at the bare minimum. And not only that, but then he seemingly does everything well on defense. Great on-the-ball defender, can take on difficult matchups one-on-one, and with him being 6'8", he can pretty much match up 1 through 4. And then again, great off the ball as well, great at getting deflections, actual steals per game, points off turnovers, playing help defense, and really everything on defense. Simply knows where to be on the court, whether it's defending on the ball or off the ball, and that's incredibly valuable for a team that's not really good at defense, like the Atlanta Hawks. And then on top of that, is great at contesting shots too, is currently 7th in contested shots per game among guards, with 5.5 of them per game. Whether it's at the rim or along the perimeter, Dyson Daniels is very committed and is very quick to get a hand up on defense. With that being said though, although defense is without a doubt the biggest way they makes an impact, there's a lot to like about what he offers offensively too, especially from a long-term outlook. Like I mentioned before, he's currently averaging 15.3 points per game and on 49.3% field goal shooting. Daniels is great at getting to the rim and then finishing at the rim once he gets there. He absorbs contact very well for a 21-year-old, and that is a really nice layup package, especially a really good Euro step layup package, getting around defenders and really being crafty at the rim, and then tack on being 6'8", and that only helps him more on offense. Not only for scoring, but then playmaking too. He can definitely see over the top of the defense and is capable of playing point guard. He might not be doing it right now because of sharing the court with Trae Young, but is still averaging 2.9 assists per game. And going back to his time in New Orleans, he averaged 4.5 assists per game per 36-minute average, and was very efficient while doing it too, having a 2.5 assist to turnover ratio on his young career, meaning that he could legitimately be the Hawks' future point guard. I mean, the only thing that he literally might not be good at quite yet happens to be 3-point shooting. Currently shooting 28.3% from beyond the arc. Not good, but he's not afraid to take them, and is shooting a fairly good amount of them too. And then on top of it, is a career 30.7% 3-point shooter, so definitely a lot of improvement to be had here with him. But he did shoot 39.2% on corner threes during his time with New Orleans, meaning that he's not a complete 3-point shooting liability. When playing off the ball, you can put him in the corner and he won't be a shooting liability, which really does help out your team, especially during the late fourth quarter. And then again, he is only 21 years old, so there's plenty of time for improvement, which I think that he will find sooner rather than later. In conclusion though, I think Atlanta either really knew what they were doing, or got incredibly lucky by trading for Dyson Daniels. I mean, between he and Jalen Johnson, they might just be the most intriguing young wing combination in the entire league, being great on defense, having a ton of potential offensively, both being under the age of 23, and simply being very well rounded. And with that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Dyson Daniels and what he might be able to become? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and turn on notifications so you never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.